They think the trigger is about the event or the person, but is actually the meaning that their brain assigns to what just happened. And that is often shaped by past wounds, past trauma, or unprocessed emotions. So if you've ever felt like your reactions are too much or that you regret what you said, especially in anger, this video is for you. Did you know the average person experiences anger up to 20 times a day? That's right, whether it's traffic, a sarcastic comment, a rude email, or just feeling dismissed or feeling misunderstood. Anger shows up more often than we think. But what if I told you that most of that anger isn't about what just took place, but something much deeper and maybe even from your past? Hey everyone, I'm Heather Hewett, somatic trauma therapy certified coach, and today we're breaking down emotional triggers, what they are, how they hijack your mood and your brain, and most importantly, why you get upset. Understanding this can completely shift how you respond to conflict, stress, and even your inner voice or inner critic that can be mean at times. We've all been there. Something small happens, someone gives a cutting remark to you, they cut you off in traffic, or your partner says the wrong thing and it sets you off and you're upset, you're angry. Maybe even irrationally, and maybe you overreact. So, the challenge, most people don't know why they're really upset. They think the trigger is about the event or the person, but is actually the meaning that their brain assigns to what just happened. And that is often shaped by past wounds, past trauma, or unprocessed emotions. So if you've ever felt like your reactions are too much or that you regret what you said, especially in anger, this video is for you. Well, let's break this down. Emotional triggers are sensitivities stored in your nervous system. They form when you've experienced something that your brain labels as threatening, especially if it's in a physical, mental, emotional, and even social way. And your brain's number one job is to help you survive and keep you safe. So the next time something even remotely triggering happens, it sets off the same alarm bells. And even if the threat isn't real. Well, here are some common emotional triggers that can occur. Number one is rejection. Somebody forgot to call you back or text you, or they take too long to get back to you. You go to the place of feeling unworthy, and then it sets off you feeling angry. Then there's injustice, whether it's injustice that occurs towards yourself or someone else. When you feel something is not fair, especially if you grew up unseen or invalidated, this can be very activating. Maybe being controlled is another one. Even small suggestions can make you feel like dominance if you've experienced a loss of autonomy in your life, especially if you grew up with a dominating parent or a controlling boss. Feeling powerless, like when you're interrupted by someone when talking all the time, dismissed or ignored. Well, behind every outburst is often a deeper need to be seen, heard, respected, and be safe. Well, here's the case in point. Your amygdala, which is part of your brain, is responsible for emotional reaction. It reacts in 0.07 seconds. That's faster than you can blink. It's automatic, but it doesn't have to be permanent. So here's the big takeaway from all of this. The moment you become aware, and that's the key, self-awareness, which is an important foundational pillar in emotional intelligence. Having this self-awareness or emotional awareness can help you stay on top of triggers. They lose their power when we become aware. We can shift from being reactive to pausing and responding. And instead of saying, why am I so upset right now? What is going on? You start asking, what part of me feels threatened? Where do I feel this in my body right now? What does this part need? What do I need? That shift that happens, that pause, that's emotional resilience, friends. And it's very healing. I want to share a story from a client. Let's call her Sarah. She was massively triggered by someone close to her in her family. This person was dismissive toward her about her hard work effort, and they were putting in a lot of work and help and support to this person, and they weren't acknowledging it. Because she was not seen and validated as a child, she came to realize this was a trigger for her. She identified this, and when she saw it and felt it happening, she paused and told herself she was doing a great job. She asked herself, where am I feeling this in my body right now? What do I need in this moment? She gave herself the rest she needed. She gave herself self-love and compassion. This prevented her from losing her temper and being angry at the person that she loved. So let's recap. We all have emotional triggers shaped by past pain or unmet needs. These triggers activate the brain's threat system very fast and intense. But by getting curious and having compassion instead of being reactive, you can interrupt the cycle and grow. Emotional awareness isn't weakness, it's an innate inner wisdom that we all have. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one emotional trigger that you've noticed in your life? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. And if you're into emotional health, trauma recovery, and nervous system wisdom, hit subscribe and don't forget to like this video. We've got so much more to explore together. Remember to embrace the change and discover the beauty of transformation and embrace your inner butterfly. Bye for now.